Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Hi, guys. Welcome back to an NBA Live. It's just me today. Nina is traveling, and I haven't had a series scheduled to add a guest host right now because the holidays are so crazy. So that's why I wanted to talk about this topic that I'm going to be talking about today. Just this time of the year being so wild, even if you're not a nurse or not a business owner, it's just a really hectic time of the year. So, yeah, I'm just going to get right into it. You might see the little NNBA mascots back there. I've got them hanging out with me today. So we are in the stretch between, November and December. I can't believe that Thanksgiving is literally next week. Like it was just my birthday, and that's April. But this time of the year is so busy. Like, I don't know what it is about this time of the year, but like work gets busier, life gets more expensive, family plans start rolling in. There's just lots of planning, and everything just kind of like piles up at once. So, even though the year is winding down, it seems like responsibilities just get bigger. So, I kind of wanted to talk about caring for your business or your position at work and yourself as a nurse during the holiday season. So, for a lot of the people watching, probably you may have like a business you're dreaming of or wanting to start at the beginning of the year with the New Year's resolution, and that doesn't stop just because the holidays show up. Needing to pay your bills and go to work doesn't stop just because the holidays show up. But that kind of stuff can kind of stay in the back of your mind and cause a lot of pressure, especially around this time of the year, like the beginning of a new year, when there's a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves to change or do things better. So today I just kind of want to walk through how to give yourself some room to breathe these next few weeks towards the end of the year. We need to protect, I know this is so cliche, but you need to protect your energy. You need to stay present in life, and you want to do all of that without feeling like you're falling behind or prioritizing the wrong things. So that being said, let's just kind of start where most nurses find themselves around this time of the year. And before we get into any like strategy, I just want to acknowledge what it kind of feels like, because you're definitely not alone. So it's a lot, like I said, for nurses and for everyone. The holidays carry just like a very real load for healthcare workers, especially. I remember working bedside and just feeling like, this is so sad that my, patients are here at Christmas time, or like no one's coming to visit them, or I worked with kids and I was like, where's the presents? So it's a lot of emotional labor for the people caring for others. Also, just trying to manage shifts, trying to manage holiday staffing where someone is always having to call off, family events, school breaks, just like I said, the emotional labor, the emotional pressure, and just everything that comes with closing out the year. And then on top of that, you may have your own business, you may have your own goals and ideas, and maybe you're already an entrepreneur, maybe you're just on the edge of starting, and either way, your mind just juggles more than people realize. So I just want to acknowledge that you're not alone, and it's very difficult. So I'm here with you. So if you're feeling super pulled in different directions, or if you feel really tired or uninspired or unfocused, nothing is wrong with you. This season is not about doing everything. It's about, protecting what matters in your life and spending time with the people that matter in your life, which can be hard if you're always working. So let's talk about some things that are practical and simple that you can do today that will make the rest of November and December feel lighter, hopefully. So first, I'm going to talk about like a 1 hour holiday reset. So this works for every stage of business and every stage of pre-business, like you're dreaming. I use it as a student. I'm back in school, and it's simple and just removes so much pressure. So the first step to that, the first step to that is just to decide what are you actually available for in these months. They're so busy. You have to really decide like what is going to take priority for me. There's some things that you obviously cannot put on the back burner, but there's some things that you can that you're maybe not giving yourself the time to. So ask, what can I realistically handle during this time of the year? What are, it's not realistic to say I'm going to work 7/12s in a row and start my business. Like, it's just probably not realistic. I mean, I'm sure someone's done it, but you're going to be stressed. Ask, where do I need to pull back? What are you spending too much time on that maybe isn't serving you like it should? Where do I want to be more present? If there's something that you do that you really enjoy, or that really moves you forward, you should be prioritizing that more than the things that, are kind of making you feel really stressed. And then lastly, what needs my attention and what can wait? I think of this obviously like triage, like you're going to take the chest pain patient before you take the patient that just has a cold. So what needs your attention? What is the chest pain right now in my life? And what is the cold? So when you set these expectations early, the rest of the tasks you've got flooding in kind of stop feeling so pressured and so chaotic. And I just think that really helps me personally because I love to check off like tasks and I love having a task list. And this way you can say like, this is what I'm going to prioritize. And this is what I'm going to only work on if I have extra time. So step 2 is going to be creating a simple communication plan. So I think for business owners, this would mean like letting clients or customers know your availability during the holiday season. Keep it very professional and kind and clear. And if you're not at that stage yet, you can still create structure for yourself. Something like, hey, this is a very busy for everybody. Extra breathing room, and I will step into January with a fresh focus. So it kind of just sets a boundary with them and with yourself. Because if you just tell yourself, I'm going to respond to people within 48 hours and not right away, well, then they might not know that. They might think you're going to respond in an hour, which is unrealistic. But, sometimes people are like that. So I think just creating that simple communication plan and communicating it to your clients and your customers is a really great way to keep you grounded and sort of remove the pressure to do it all. And then my third one is going to be to choose 2 goals for November and 2 for December. Now, maybe 1 for November because it's almost over. But when I did medical sales, I always thought that I did way better when I had a narrowed focus. So when I focused on like my honey hole clients, like the offices that gave me a ton of referrals and basically kept my head above water, I spent way more time with them. I might go in with them Monday, Wednesday, Friday and spend time with them instead of going to 50 different offices and trying to get them all in over a month. Like if someone hasn't sent me a referral in a year, I'm probably going to check in with them like once a month. But if someone is sending me 5 referrals a day, I'm going to go there all the time. Narrowed focus. So choose 1 goal for November and 2 goals for December. Not 20, not a whole business overhaul, just 1 for this month and 2 for next month. For business owners, this might be like a small project or like end of visibility moment. For future business owners, it might just be getting your ideas on paper, making a business plan, or like Mina spoke about last week, a market plan, or just doing some market research or learning a new concept. Small goals keep you moving and keep you motivated without overwhelming you. So there's enough going on this season that can overwhelm you. So I would definitely recommend to keep it small and, hold yourself to just a few small tasks instead of being like, I need to do it all today, because that's just overwhelming. So there are a couple ways that we can make these months easier and make tasks easier in the new year. And this is going to be easier on your mind, easier on your schedule. And honestly, I think it just makes everything flow better for your customers and your clients as well. My favorite word in business is automated. So I'm going to talk about some simple automations for the holiday season because these are small steps that remove so much stress, especially since, helping with the NNBA. I have realized that on a membership type program, communication and consistent communication is super, super important. But when you have a lot of members, it's very difficult as one person or as a small team to do that consistently. So automation has been like my lifesaver. So schedule what you can right now. So that could be like invoices, posts, reminders, emails, sequences like birthdays or holidays, anything like that. You can plan that ahead of time. You know when Easter is going to be next year. You know when New Year's is going to be. Anything that can be automated. So when November and December get busy, you'll be just so glad that you got that done. Well, really, when next year comes, you'll be so glad that you got that done this year. And that could be one of your small tasks. It feels like a heavier load than it really is. Um, Two, try to stay present and try not to burn out. I know that that's very cliche, and I really try not to say too much cliche stuff because I get tired of hearing it myself. You can only hear about like protecting your peace and burnout so much without being like, okay, I get it. But it is true that you don't have to show up everywhere. This is probably the psychiatric nurse in me that's like, give yourself some grace, control the controllables, take things one step at a time. But one gentle message or one piece of content is enough to stay connected. Plant the seed. Consistently does not mean constant. So if you can post one super valuable thing a week, it's better than 10 like silly little things that are just ChatGPT, not, disingenuous, not helpful. Just you don't have to show up everywhere. It's kind of like quality over quantity. And then I would also say just prepare next year's message now for January, even if you just want to start January. If you want to do Q1 and focus on that, that's great too. But let's, like I said, narrow and focus. Let's stick to January. Write your January intro, write your first email, draft your first post while you still have clarity. And when the new year starts, you'll already be ahead. And then you don't feel like you're playing catch up because that is the worst feeling ever when you're like, this is my year. And then the year comes and you're like, well, last year is not my year. And I'm still stuck in last year because I didn't prepare for this year. And then it just is like cyclical. So I just want to address something that I think nurses struggle with a lot. And that's they always want to keep going. I think we're like conditioned to overwork ourselves because of like the 12-hour shifts. I mean, my last bedside job was 16-hour shifts, like back to back. How do you even do that? 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's just crazy. You have no clarity by hour 13. So as an entrepreneur, maybe you're not working 12 to 16 hours straight, but you very likely are working like into the night. You're working on Sundays. Saturdays, you're working early in the morning, you're working all day, really. You might be able to take more breaks, but you're probably not working less. So nurses who run businesses may feel that just as much as bedside nurses. But the truth is simple. Rest doesn't mean you're falling behind. You literally have to do it or you won't be able to have clarity on like what your next move is. You won't be able to communicate well with others. You'll be forgetting things. Rest is not falling behind. So that is something very, very, very important. I would put that on the screen, but I'm afraid I will get sidetracked. So I'll just repeat it again. Rest is not falling behind. You need rest. It's how you reset your mind. It's how you get a fresh slate. Sometimes I get so stressed out and I'm like, I have no idea what my next move is. And then I fall asleep and I wake up and I'm like, this is my next move. I just needed a fresh start. So it's how you stay creative. It's so important. It's how you avoid burnout. And I know I said I don't like to talk about burnout, and I don't, but it is how you avoid becoming like resentful of your employer or of, anyone, depending on if you own a business or if you work for someone else. So taking care of yourself is not optional. And that is not just the holidays, that is all the time. That is leadership, that is wisdom. And it is corny, but self-care. So I hope you can, give yourself some grace and give yourself some time to slow down. And not feel so much pressure to do it all at once, especially because a lot of you have spouses that expect you, to enjoy the holidays with them, or children or families you have to care for. So I hope you give yourself room to slow down. I hope you remind yourself that your dreams and your business will still be there. Your job will still be there if you take a little time to rest. I mean, if you, sleep all day and miss your shift, it might not be there. But if you have dreams of starting a business, getting 8 hours of sleep is not going to hold you back from starting that business. You need that for creativity and clarity and mindfulness. So it can be a super meaningful and positive and peaceful time of the year. I love the holiday season, but you have to allow yourself to enjoy it. And if you are running 90 to nothing and not giving yourself any time to relax and protect your sanity and your peace and have alone time and take care of yourself, you're not going to enjoy it, and you're going to feel like you are running on a treadmill and getting nowhere. So that's really all. I want to keep it pretty short. I just wanted to let everyone know, if you're watching it and you're not a member of the NNBA, we are here to support you. We host monthly events where we get to know each other, and we just did one last night. A lot of people make great connections and can kind of talk each other through things that they may be going through, and just need a little advice. We are also adding, oh my gosh, I wonder if the dogs have been doing that this whole time. Very cute. But we've also been adding other opportunities to connect. That's something we're really working on for this coming year. We really want you guys to have a lot of opportunity to connect, because I think a community in every sense is extremely important, whether it's a work community. A lot of entrepreneurs work alone, and that's something we talked about yesterday. And it feels good to feel like you have some people that you're working with. So we're here to support you, whether you're building something or just dreaming about something or trying to figure out what's coming next. You are not alone in this. So thank you for being here with me today. I hope this helped you feel like a little inspired or lighter or more grounded. We won't be having a live next week because of it's Thanksgiving week, and it's just a very busy week, and I am protecting my peace and prioritizing things. So I will see y'all December 2nd. That is the Tuesday following next. So I hope everyone has an amazing Thanksgiving, have an amazing week and weekend, and please don't hesitate to reach out literally anytime. We are always here to help you, and someone is always available. So, all right. Bye, guys.